One day, my son came home from school, and something was off. He didn't say anything at first. He just dropped his backpack, sat on the couch, and stared at the floor. I sat next to him and waited. Then he looked up at me and said, "Mom, my friends don't want to play with me anymore. Did I do something wrong?" And honestly, that question broke my heart a little. Because as a parent, there is nothing harder than watching your child feel left out. You want to fix it. You want to call the other parents. You want to go back to school yourself and sort it all out. But I knew that wasn't the answer. And here's what I also knew. If I didn't handle this moment correctly, I could accidentally teach my son something really damaging. I could teach him that every friendship that ends means something is wrong with him, that losing a friend is a failure, that he needs to fight to keep everyone close, no matter what. And that would follow him for the rest of his life. So, instead of panicking, I remembered something I had come across a while back, a simple idea, originally shared by Tyler Perry, that had stuck with me. Not because it's complicated, but because it's so clear, so honest, and so easy for a child to actually understand and hold on to. It completely changed the way I talk to my son about friendship. And today I want to share it with you. Because if your child has ever come home feeling rejected, left out, or confused about why a friendship didn't last, this is exactly what they need to hear. It's called the tree metaphor. And once you explain it to your kids, they will never look at friendship the same way again. Here's the core idea. Think about a tree, a real tree, outside in a garden or a park. That tree has 3 distinct parts: the leaves, the branches, and the roots. Now think about every person in your child's life, every classmate, every teammate, every kid from the neighborhood, and imagine that each one of them belongs to one of those 3 parts. Some of them are leaves, some of them are branches, and a rare, precious few are roots. And here's why that distinction matters more than almost anything else you can teach your child about relationships. The leaves are the friends who show up in the good seasons, when everything is fun, when the sun is out, when there's a game to play or a birthday party to go to. They're there. They're bright. They're colorful. They make the tree look full and alive. But when the storm comes, the leaves fall. That's not cruelty. That's just nature. And when your child understands that, really understands it, they stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" And they start asking something much more powerful. Stay with me, because on the next page, I'm going to break down all 3 types and give you the exact words to use with your child. So, let's talk about all 3. Leaf friends. These are the kids who are around when everything is easy and fun. They laugh with your child at lunch. They pick them for their team at recess. They show up at the birthday party. They're not bad people. They're not mean. They just aren't built for the deeper moments. And that's okay. Researchers who study childhood friendships actually distinguish between what they call activity-based friendships, which form around shared fun, and closeness-based friendships, which form around mutual trust and support. Both exist. Both are normal, but only one of them tends to last. Leaf friends are activity-based. The moment the activity stops, the class changes, the team season ends, the group dynamic shifts, they drift. It doesn't mean the friendship wasn't real. It just means it had a season. Teach your child this. Some friends are leaves. They're beautiful while they're here. And when they go, that's okay. That's not your fault. That's just how leaves work. Branch friends. These ones are stronger. They're the friends who walk with your child for a while, through a school year, through a tough month, through a phase of life. They hold on longer. But branches have a limit. Under too much pressure, a fight, a move, a big change, they can break. And that's painful because your child invested more in those friendships. They trusted more. The lesson here is not to avoid branch friends. It's to understand them, to appreciate them for what they are, meaningful parts of the journey, without building your entire emotional foundation on them. Root friends. These are rare. I mean, genuinely rare. These are the friends who celebrate your child's wins without jealousy, who show up in the hard moments, not just the fun ones, who see your child on a bad day, grumpy, struggling, not at their best, and stay anyway. These are the friends your child can call at any point in life and pick up right where they left off. Studies on adult loneliness and mental health consistently point to one factor above all others: not how many friends someone has, but whether they have even one or two relationships with deep mutual trust. Just one or two. That's enough to make a profound difference in well-being, resilience, and even physical health. Root friends are that. So now you have 3 simple rules to teach your child. Rule 1. Friends who are only there when things are fun are leaves. They're not bad, they're just not forever. And that's fine. Rule 2. Friends who support you for a while but disappear when things get hard are branches. They're part of your path, but they're not your foundation. Rule 3. Friends who celebrate you, stay beside you in the hard moments, and accept you exactly as you are, those are roots. Hold on to them. Simple, clear, and something even a 7-year-old can remember. When I explained this to my son, sitting right there on that couch, I watched something shift in his face. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "So the kids who stopped playing with me, they were just leaves?" And I said, "Maybe, or maybe branches. But either way, that's not about you. That's just which part of the tree they belong to." He thought about it for another second, and then he asked me something completely different. He didn't ask, "Why don't they want to play with me anymore?" He asked, "Mom, who are my roots?" That question, right there, that is what this metaphor does for a child. It moves them out of self-blame and into self-awareness. It shifts the focus from what's wrong with me to what do I actually value in a friendship. And that shift, that one cognitive reframe, is something that will protect your child for decades. Because here's the truth that we as parents sometimes forget to say out loud. Not all friendships are meant to last forever. And that is not a tragedy. We cannot prevent our children from losing friendships. We cannot bubble wrap their social world. We cannot guarantee that the friend they love most at age 8 will still be their best friend at 18. But what we can do, what we absolutely must do, is give them the tools to understand what they're experiencing, to process loss without internalizing it, to recognize quality over quantity when it comes to who they let close. The parents who do this raise children who are emotionally resilient, who don't chase people who have already left, who don't sacrifice their values to keep a leaf from falling, who know how to recognize a root when they find one, and how to be a root for someone else. That last part matters too, by the way, because when your child understands this framework, they don't just become better at choosing friends, they become better at being a friend. They start to ask themselves, am I being a leaf, a branch, or a root to the people I care about? That's emotional intelligence. And it starts with one conversation. So here's what I want you to do tonight. If your child has ever come home sad about a friendship, if they've ever felt left out, confused, or rejected, sit with them. Use the words I've shared with you here. Make it a conversation, not a lecture. Ask them who they think their roots are. Ask them what kind of friend they want to be. You might be surprised by what they say. And if this helped you today, share it with another parent who needs it, because the best thing we can do for our kids and for each other is pass on the tools that actually work. I'll see you in the next one.